What was the scariest? We need to leave. Now gut feeling that you've ever experienced? Serious. On a bike camping trip with my buddy, we were getting close to the site. The foliage near this particular backwoods area gets extremely dense, and the only way with mountain bikes for a bit is the designated trail. We're biking along, and I see the biggest pile of bear scat right in the middle of the path, and we stop. I'm like, man, I don't know. If there's a bear, there's literally nothing we can do except turn around, shout, and bear spray. My buddy urges me to keep going. Sure enough, another 100 meters in a corner, and there's a huge brown bear sitting like an adorable dumbass on the trail. We start slowly going backwards, and it matches our pace for a long while. Very stressful. Couldn't make it to the site that night. That's for sugar. I was in college, about to turn 21. The date was September 16th, 11. I was over at my buddy's studying, which really meant I took an Adderall and was just hanging out chain smoking cigs. I didn't talk to my mom all that often ever since my parents had divorced 4 years earlier, and my mom had remarried. But I was struck with an overwhelming gut feeling that I needed to call my mom. It was unlike a feeling I'd ever felt. So I picked up the phone and dialed her. When she picked up, there was a lot of loud noises in the background, and I told her I couldn't hear her. She walked away from the crowd she was standing in towards some parking lots. We chatted for a few minutes. She told me she was at the Reno Air Races because her husband was running ATC for it. After we got off the phone, she calls me back not even a minute later, freaking out and sobbing. While walking back to the crowd, a P-51 Mustang had a rudder hard over, lost control, and slammed into the crowd pretty near to where my mom had been standing prior to my call. 11 people were killed in this accident. That one always stuck with me. Was weird having this info a good 15 minutes before it hit the newswire. Grateful I listened to my gut. Can't be certain she would have been killed, but she was initially within 100 feet of where the plane hit. My husband and I stopped at a gas station to not only get gas but walk our dog in Tuba City, Arizona. He pulled around back to give the dog some space, and I was walking him while my husband was making a call. It was about 98F, and 2 teens both wearing parkas and backpacks are walking toward us. My husband noticed one of them had what looked like a machete peeking out from the bottom of the parka. The young man was holding his jacket closed with one hand. My husband called out to me to get in the car with the dog. I heard the timbre of his voice. He's never told me to get in the car before, so I hustle in and buckled up with the dog. The teens turned around and walked into the gas station/casino, and we went to a gas station on the opposite corner. I bought a soda and was telling the man behind us what just happened, and his reply was that we were lucky it wasn't a chainsaw. The cashier overheard me and said there's a lot of strange things that happen here. I will never stop in Tuba City again and will consider bringing a weapon for the rural areas of the West. Many years ago, hiking through the Rockies in Canada with a bunch of youth under my care, the forest had gone eerily quiet, which most folks know is generally not a good sign. We were already on the way out as is, and simply had hastened the pace a little just in case. We were maybe a click or so from where we parked, and the forest just stopped. Where there was eerie quiet with the odd chirp or chatter from some critter, a woodpecker here and there. There was now this bizarre, all-encompassing thick silence. Like when you're home alone with no sounds, and that hiss sound is deafening in your ears. Anywho, the temperature and wind were doing weird things as well. Rapid cooling, with sort of windy translating quickly into a standstill. Gut said it was time to GTFO quite promptly. We double-timed it as the sky started to turn this ugly green color. Oh yes, that kind of green. That thing touched down about 30 minutes later, right where we had been jog walking. When we went back, there was nothing left of the big, huge, dead tree stump thing we'd been resting at. As if a hand had reached down and ripped what was already left clean out of the ground, just cleanly gone like a toothpick. Best part though? Across the river, maybe 100 feet or so, Bear and her cubs coming out from whatever hidey hole they'd found, looking around like, WTF? I don't blame them. Have never seen a sky like that since. Almost a teal green. Yuck. No thanks.